Hey folks, this is Nick O'Malley from MassLive.com, and in case you haven't heard the news, Rob Gronkowski is going to play for the New England Patriots in 2018. The tight end just minutes ago, within the past half hour, announced on his Instagram page that he met with Coach Bill Belichick and told him that he intends to play for the Patriots in 2018. The rumors have been going on for a couple months now that Gronkowski may be considering retirement following the team's Super Bowl 52 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. The rumors kind of came out of nowhere around that time. There was a report hours before the game that Gronkowski from Pro Football Talk that he wouldn't be surprised if Rob Gronkowski retired. Rob Gronkowski was asked about it after the Super Bowl, and I was there when he was asked this question, and he gave a super weird, vague non-answer, and that sort of fueled this whole months-long speculation of, is Rob Gronkowski going to retire? He hasn't said no. What the heck is up? And then it's just been weeks of him not committing to the Patriots, and then we had a recent press conference where he really didn't act like a guy who was going to come back to the Patriots in 2018. Obviously, it took a few days for that to change. Rob Gronkowski, in addition to posting on his Instagram page, there are numerous reports out from Adam Schefter and the like from Rob Gronkowski's agent, Drew Rosenhaus, that, yes, Gronkowski is going to play for the Patriots in 2018. And he's committed. Adam Schefter added that there doesn't look like there will be a trade coming. The fact that Rob Gronkowski has decided to play in 2018 is great for the Patriots. It doesn't necessarily limit the rumors that Gronkowski could be traded. It's still been a weird offseason. The Patriots are always a weird team. And to help react to all of this happening, we're going to bring on Kevin Duffy to his take, because he's been following this whole saga more closer than I have, especially in the past couple weeks. How's it going, Kevin?
Hey, Nick. What's going on, man? How are you?
Gronk's back, so that's good news for people.
Yeah, a wild couple of days. You had Gronk's bizarre press conference for the Monster Energy promotion down at Gillette on Saturday, and I'm sure that press conference didn't really sit too well with the brass on the Patriots coaching staff. So 3 days after that, he announces he met with Belichick and is going to return and play for the Patriots in 2018. So that at least it knocks out the speculation that he would retire, which I thought was always a genuine consideration dating back to the Super Bowl, just because of his response when asked about it after the Super Bowl. Seemed like he was pretty caught off guard, wasn't aware that there was a rumor out there that he was considering retirement. So I do think that's something that he probably thought over in these last couple of months, but ultimately decided that he had at least one more year left in him.
Yeah, and when the rumor first came out, my first reaction was, why would that happen? And the longer I think about it, Gronkowski is a guy that takes a beating every year. Mm-hmm. It's becoming more and more common for guys to say, hey, I've already proven enough in my NFL career, I've made enough money, and why not try other things? And Gronkowski seemed like the guy that he had enough going on. He had a WWE potential. He could go into movies. He could do so many other things in the prime of his life. And if he retired now, he'd probably be a Hall of Famer. Maybe not a first ballot guy, but with guys like Calvin Johnson and retiring in like their late 20s, I think it could set a real standard for guys in that range to reach the Hall of Fame. So like he doesn't have that much left to prove as a player. He's won 2 Super Bowls, one that he actually played in, but it looks like those concerns aren't really warranted. He's coming back.
Yeah, he's coming back for at least one more year, but I think it's hard because we don't really know the exact reasons why he was considering retirement. There were a lot of reports that he was kind of disenchanted with the way the Patriots do things, and it was wearing on him mentally, and I'm sure there's some truth to that, but I wonder how much of his retirement consideration was related directly to playing for the Patriots, or just largely being in the NFL at age 29, having some serious injuries along the way, seeing the CTE studies that have come out, just taking the beating that Gronkowski has taken. And then you couple that with the fact that it's been reported that he's saved pretty much all of his money that he's made from his salary, and he hasn't spent a dime of that apparently. And he's got, as you said, a lot of outside interests. He probably wants to be in movies, maybe do some wrestling. That, he has other things that he could do because he has such a grand personality. So I think when you put all those things together, you're looking at someone who maybe next year, a year from now, would be right in the exact same position, saying that, I'm 29, I've done everything I can in the NFL. Do I really want to keep putting my body through this? He's aware of, those guys are all aware of the risks of playing. And I think, eventually, especially after you suffer all the injuries that Gronkowski has, it might just be just time to do something else.
How much of the speculation and him not giving a clear answer comes down to him just needing a break from football? The football season is exhausting. The Patriots they're a team that's a juggernaut towards excellence and really high strung and strict, and he takes a beating all year. How much of it do you think is like the guy just needed some time off to just recover?
Yeah, I think that's probably part of it. I think that it just seemed like a draining year for everyone, physically and mentally. So I think, and the thing about the Pats is too, they're always going into late January or February because they're just so good all the time. So the year is longer for them. I'm sure it's not easy to play for Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick has acknowledged that himself. So he probably needed some time to recharge. But the thing to me is like, okay, he's working out and he's staying in shape anyway. Why not just do that at the Patriots facility with the rest of his teammates like he's always done for his entire career? I mean, you have these guys in the off season. It's not like they're there 5 days a week training. The OTAs are sporadic, starting in mid-May. They only have a set number of OTAs. They have a set amount of mini camps, so they can still travel and do other things in the off season. They're not always going to be in Foxborough 7 days a week. So I think that it's not like Gronk wasn't doing anything. He's been working out. He's been training. I think that it probably doesn't sit well with Bill Belichick when he's doing that on his own and he's not doing it as part of the team.
So with Gronkowski, assuming something weird doesn't happen between now and the season, back in the fold, how do you see the Patriots offense looking in 2018? Because it has changed. We thought it would change a whole lot. It's changed a little less with Gronkowski coming back. But how do you think they're going to look on offense?
Probably amazing, as they always do. I mean, they definitely lost some pieces. Dion Lewis is not going to be easy to replace. I think he was by far their best running back last year. And what they have in the backfield right now, I think they have enough depth. They have bodies there, but they don't have an electric playmaker like Dion Lewis. Brandon Cooks gave him a specific element that they don't necessarily have right now either. You have a few guys who maybe can give you some of what Cooks did. Patterson's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, but he doesn't really run those kind of routes. He's more, you get the ball in his hands right away and you let him work on wide receiver screens and reverses and those kind of things. And Philip Dorsett is kind of like Cooks, but just wasn't productive at all when he was on the field last year. So they might not replace Cooks fully, but you get Julian Edelman back, and to me, he's the most important skill player that they have. And you also bring in Jordan Matthews, who I think has a good chance to work his way into a regular in the Patriots' three receiver sets. I think you could be looking at Edelman, Chris Hogan, and Jordan Matthews with a little bit of Cordero Patterson sprinkled in on some specialty plays. So and then of course Gronkowski coming back too. They have plenty on offense. There's no reason why they shouldn't be a top 3 offense in the league next year.
So Rob Gronkowski has committed to the Patriots for 2018. How much longer beyond that do you think he's going to play?
I don't know. I personally, I think he's probably year to year, because I think it's what I said before. The considerations of retirement, we don't know because he hasn't really outlined why he was considering retiring. But my hunch would be that physically he's taking a beating. He sees the CTE studies. He also knows how much money he's saved, and he knows that he could do other things. So those 4 things put together, that means that he's probably never going to not consider retirement after each season. I think it's gotten to the point where he's going to play at age 29 this year, and then after next year, he'll probably reevaluate and depending on his health and see what he wants to do from there. So I don't, just given the way he plays and the injuries he's already suffered, I have a hard time believing that he's going to play to be 33, 34 years old. I think he's just destined to have a short career because of the nature of the type of player he is. I could be wrong, but that's my hunch. So I think it's really a year-to-year thing. And if you're the Patriots and we want to get into the rabbit hole of possibly trying to trade him, I think it might be a difficult prospect because teams know that this guy is probably not in it for more than a year or two. So that really makes it difficult to trade and get fair value in return.
As it currently stands, what do you think the chances are that the Patriots trade Rob Gronkowski?
Not good because of what I just said. I think, honestly, he's probably one of the hardest players in the league to try to gauge what his trade value would be because you just don't know how much longer he's going to play. I think maybe a contender at the end of the first round might be willing to give up their first round pick to just really go all in and take a shot for 1, maybe 2 years with him. But beyond that, I don't really think you're going to get a high draft pick or anything that's going to make it worth the Patriots' while. So if a team's going to come to you and say, well, yeah, we'll give you a middle of the second rounder for Gronkowski, if you're the Patriots, is that worth doing? Is getting that second round player for 4 years worth sacrificing 1 more year of Gronk, especially when you have, you have a limited window here. Who knows how much longer Belichick and Brady are going to be at this, and they're going to have a legitimate chance to make the Super Bowl. So I think you want to maximize your potential in 2018, and obviously you're a better team in 2018 with Rob Gronkowski than you are without him. For those reasons, I don't think he will be traded.
All right, sounds good. Kevin, thanks for checking in with us. And folks looking for more on the Gronk situation, make sure to check out Kevin's analysis post coming up on MassLive.com/Patriots. Thanks, Kevin.
All right, thanks, Nick.